You've probably felt it, right? That sense that you just can't focus like you used to. We've all heard the story. Our attention spans are shot, totally ruined by our phones and social media. But what if that's not really the whole picture? In this explainer, we're going to dig into the truth about our focus, and I'm going to show you why your brain isn't the one to blame.
All right, so to really get into this, we have to start with the big one, the most famous piece of evidence for our so-called shrinking focus. You've probably heard this number before. It's a statistic that absolutely exploded and pretty much defined how we all talk about attention now. Yup, 8 seconds. A huge study back in 2015 claimed that the average human attention span had plummeted to just 8 seconds. I mean, that's a shocking number, right? And it got even stickier because of this one little comparison they threw in.
You heard that right. The headline was basically, "You now have less focus than a goldfish." I mean, come on. It's so dramatic, so easy to remember, and of course, it's spread like you wouldn't believe. But, when something sounds that crazy, it probably raises a few questions.
So, is that the whole story? Not even close. The real story is, well, it's a lot more complicated. That 8-second number, it comes with some massive asterisks that, funny enough, almost always get left out of the conversation. Okay, so here's the big secret, the missing context. Those lab studies, they weren't measuring attention the way you and I use it every day. They were measuring how long someone could stare at a single, super boring task in a sterile lab. That's a totally different thing from, navigating the actual real world, where we have to constantly shift our focus from one thing to another.
The truth is, our brains are just fine. Think about it. You can still totally lose yourself for hours in a great movie, or a book you can't put down, or just a really good conversation. Our biological ability to focus, it's still there, completely intact. So the problem isn't us. So that's the big question, right? If our brains aren't broken, why do we feel so distracted all the time? Well, the answer has way less to do with our biology and a whole lot more to do with the digital world we've built around ourselves. You know that feeling that you just can't seem to focus? It's not your fault. It's not a personal failing. It's a feature, not a bug. The apps and platforms we use every single day are intentionally engineered to get you to switch your attention again and again and again. It's kind of like a three-part system designed to hijack your focus. First, you've got the algorithm serving up an endless, perfectly tailored feed that's almost impossible to look away from. Then, just when you think you're out, bam, constant notifications pull you right back in. And finally, you get those little dopamine rewards, the likes, the comments, that train your brain to come back for more. It's a system that literally teaches us to be distracted.
But why? Why would they design them this way? Well, the reason it's pretty simple, and it's got a name you've probably heard, the attention economy. It's an entire business model built on one thing, capturing and then selling your focus. And this is the absolute core rule of the internet today. Online, your attention is literally currency. It's not just something you give away for free. It's an incredibly valuable resource that companies are in a constant, high-stakes battle for. And here's how that business model actually works. It's super straightforward. The more of your time, the more of your attention a platform can get, the more ads they can show you. Every single second you spend scrolling, watching, clicking, that translates directly into cash for them. You're not the customer. Your attention is the product being sold. So what does the system reward? Well, it creates a very clear winner. Content that's short, flashy, maybe a little shocking, anything that's super stimulating. The algorithms aren't designed to find what's deep or educational. No, they're designed to find what will keep your eyeballs glued to the screen. And that, unfortunately, tends to push the deeper, more thoughtful stuff off to the side. Okay, so what do we do with all this? What's the big takeaway here? It really means we need to completely change how we think about this whole problem. It's not about you failing to pay attention. It's something much, much bigger. So here it is. The single most important thing to understand. Your attention isn't shrinking. It's just not. That's the myth. That's the story we've been told to make us feel like we're the problem. The reality is something very different. It's being redistributed. Your attention isn't gone, it's just being pulled and pushed in a million different directions by these systems that are literally designed to chop it up and sell it. It hasn't disappeared, it's just been rerouted. And what that really means is that getting through this crazy digital world is a skill. It's something you can learn and get better at.
Mastering your focus isn't about trying to rewire your brain. It's about making conscious choices about where you point that focus. It's about setting up your environment for success, setting real boundaries with your tech, and just taking back control.
So, when you boil it all down, it comes to this. Your attention is one of the most valuable things you have. It's literally the currency you spend to experience your own life. So, the question we should be asking isn't, is my attention span broken? Because we know it's not. The real question is, in a world that's trying so hard to steal it, who and what are you going to give it to?